In the heart of the city, where glass towers reached toward the clouds and luxury cars glided across wide boulevards, there lived a man named Ethan Cole. To the world, Ethan was untouchable, a billionaire, powerful, feared, and admired. His mansion stood like a fortress at the edge of the city, its marble gates a symbol of wealth beyond imagination. But wealth, as they say, is not the same as wisdom, and it cannot buy what is most valuable. Ethan's daughter, Amelia, was the only soft spot in his otherwise cold heart. She was 8 years old, bright as the morning sun and curious about everything. Unlike her father, Amelia did not see the world divided into rich and poor, worthy and unworthy. To her, people were simply people. And that innocence would soon change Ethan's life forever. One warm afternoon, Amelia slipped out into the garden of the mansion. She had grown bored of the endless lessons from private tutors who spoke in rehearsed tones and smiled only because they were paid to. She wanted something real, something alive. It was there, by the tall iron gates, that she saw her. A girl. She was young, 15, perhaps 16. Her clothes were old, her hoodie torn at the sleeves and her shoes barely holding together. But her eyes carried a fire, a brightness that no amount of poverty could dim. In her hands, she held a tattered notebook. Amelia, curious as ever, walked closer. "Hi," she said softly, her blonde ponytail bouncing as she tilted her head. "What are you writing?" The girl looked up, startled. She wasn't used to anyone, especially not children from rich houses, speaking to her kindly. I'm not writing. I'm teaching myself. Math, reading, whatever I can." Amelia's eyes widened with wonder. Can you teach me too? My tutors are boring." And just like that, two worlds collided. The homeless girl, whose name was Maya Johnson, began showing Amelia letters and numbers scribbled in the margins of her old notebook. Amelia listened with fascination, laughing and clapping when she got an answer right. For a moment, there were no gates, no wealth, no poverty, just two girls, one rich, one poor, sharing knowledge beneath the golden sunlight. But peace is rarely lasting. From the distance, Ethan Cole appeared. His tall figure cut through the garden like a shadow. His sharp eyes narrowed when he saw his daughter kneeling beside a ragged girl at the gate. His jaw tightened. To him, it looked like contamination, a stain on his perfect world. "Amelia," he called, his voice echoing like thunder. "Step away from her." Amelia froze, guilt washing over her little face, but Maya stood slowly, clutching her notebook to her chest. Her heart pounded. She had faced hunger, cold, and cruelty, but there was something uniquely terrifying about the wrath of a powerful man. Ethan marched forward, his expensive shoes crunching on the gravel. "What do you think you're doing here?" he demanded, his voice dripping with disdain. I wasn't hurting her, sir. She asked me," but Ethan raised a hand, silencing her. His glare was sharp enough to cut glass. "You don't belong here. This is private property. Leave." Amelia tugged at her father's sleeve, her eyes wide with tears. "Daddy, please. She was teaching me. She's nice. She's smart." Ethan turned to his daughter, his face softening only slightly. "Amelia, you don't need lessons from someone off the streets. You have the best tutors money can buy." "But they don't care about me like she does," she whispered. Her little voice carried a truth that struck Ethan harder than he expected. He looked back at Maya. For the first time, he noticed the determination in our eyes. They weren't begging eyes. They weren't weak. They were strong, unyielding, and proud, even in the face of hunger and rejection. Something inside Ethan stirred, though he quickly buried it beneath layers of arrogance. "Go," he said firmly, his tone final. Maya's hands trembled as she turned to leave, but just before she stepped away, Amelia ran to her and hugged her tightly. "Don't forget me," Amelia whispered. Maya's lips trembled into a small smile. "Never." And then she was gone. But Ethan didn't know that this was not the end. No, This was only the beginning of a journey that would unravel everything he thought he knew about life, wealth, and love.